Sometimes the rap game remind me of the crack game. Who said that? Nas?
Check it out. Check it out.
Showtime! Let me tell you a story. It goes back, I would say it's like 1989, 90. Myself and one of my best friends, Prancer the Dancer, I was Kazo, and that's Prancer the Dancer. We auditioned for a new artist. His name was Special Ed. He had a hit record called I Got It Made from Flatbush, Brooklyn. My boy Prancer lived in Brooklyn, and through his cousin, we got the audition. Yes, Internationalzoe, that's where the Zoe comes from, Kazo, was a dancer and also a rapper. But I'll get through some of my stories about being a dancer and being on the road first, and then we'll get into my group, Jiggy. I got some stories for that too. So anyway, this is about 1989 turning into 90. He's now working on his third single, which is The Magnificent. I'll send links and show y'all little clips from the video. Before we really went out on tour, he did this video. This was his third single from his album called The Youngest in Charge. At that point, I think he was one of the youngest rappers to get a record deal. So Malcolm Jamal Warner, also known as Theo from the Huxtables, from the Cosby Show, he directed the video. God rest his soul, he passed away like last year or the year before.
I'm the magnificent director, and you are the magnificent. So let's do it.
So we do this video, The Magnificent.
I'm the magnificent with the sensational style, and I could go on and on for like a mile a minute, cause I get in it like a car and drive, and if the record is a smash, I could still survive. I'm the man of steel, on the wheel that you're steering, or rather playing on the record that you're hearing. You might not understand what I'm saying at first, so action low, put it in reverse.
It was dope, and I'm gonna show you some clips. We danced. And soon after, we went on a tour. This tour consisted of Special Ed, Queen Latifah, Big Daddy Kane, Cool C, EPMD. Those were the main artists on the tour. So our first show was in South Carolina. So this is the whole thing, the tour bus, the whole nine. You got the bunks in the tour bus to sleep and everything. We get on the bus. We go to South Carolina. It's our first tour. We do our show, we do our thing. You know, we enhanced his show because he didn't dance. So we held up the backup and, did our thing. We don't usually get to see the entire show because you soon have to get back on the bus and head to the next location. So I think we watched one or two, like Cool C perform. I think we were able to see Queen Latifah. But we were not able to see EPMD and Big Daddy Kane. They were closer to the headliners. We got on the bus and we headed to North Carolina. We get to North Carolina, we do the same thing. We get on stage, we do our damn thing. Now, this promoter in North Carolina, he has an after party. And let me tell you something about back in the days, most of the tours, even in 92 when my album came out, most of the promoters for a lot of the tours are hustlers or drug dealers, because usually they're the ones who have enough money to rent a venue, a stadium, a club, pay the artists, take care of the food and everything else. We've done a lot of shows across the states, and a lot of the promoters were hustlers. The second in line with booking the most shows was colleges. We did a lot of colleges, and we did just a lot of homegrown clubs, and usually was hustlers. And usually they would have an after party. So after the show, it's the after party. And after the party is the hotel lobby. You know what I'm saying. So we go to the after party. Now they provide us with a van, a driver, and I guess one guy who was affiliated with the show. We get in the van, we go to the club. We walk inside the club. It's very early, so the club is empty. Now there's people outside, but when you say the artists are gonna be at the after party, it usually brings a big crowd. So there was a crowd outside, but when we went inside the club, it was kind of empty. Now we go inside the club and there's a guy standing over to the left. And he was a hater. We didn't say hate back then, but he had the nerve to say, F Special Ed. I got it made. I guess because he was a hustler or a thug. The DJ, which is DJ Action, he's looked at the dude and stopped and he said, oh, word. Next thing you know, Al B, who is EPMD's security. So it was me, Kazo, Prancer, Little Sean, Special Ed, Diesel, which was Special Ed's best friend and kind of like road manager, Eric Sherman, Al B. I think that was it. Al B moves Action out the way like this. Knocks Money like this. He doesn't fall out, but he falls back, knocks over tables and everything. He gets up though, slowly, and pulls out a 45 mag. We like,
holy shit.
We pushing to get out the club. We get out the club. We run to the van. Boop, boop, boop. We pulling on the van. The van is locked. The driver is still in the club, in the bathroom or somewhere. He doesn't even know what happened, and so was the promoter guy. So the guys come stumbling out the club, and his friends is all outside. And they like, what happened? And he like, dumb motherfucker. And then they start shooting. We start running. You know, like in the rural area, it's like just the road and the ditch here, and then the other side of the road. So we're running, and I remember Little Sean saying, zigzag, zigzag. Yo, I'm not a thug. I never shot nobody. I don't play with guns. I never sold drugs. So we're running, zigzagging like he said. Al B, Eric Sherman, me, Little Sean, Prancer. Now, Special Ed and Diesel, Special Ed goes and gets into this girl's car in the parking lot outside the club. And this is what I'm told, she said, I don't want no parts of this, you gotta get out my car. So him and Diesel got out the car and they beat Special Ed up and Diesel, stomped him out and everything, right? Now we're up the road in the bushes, in the woods, you know. So the driver eventually comes up the road looking for us and we flag him down. He gets us, he said, yo, something happened to Special Ed. We don't know what's going on. So we do the logical thing and we go to the hospitals. Like the second hospital we went to, he was in the back. He eventually came out. He got like a couple stitches. And Diesel came out with a sling on his arm like that, right? We go back to the hotel. I call my moms, you know? My mom's just like, what the F? That's what that's all about? That's what that rap shit is about? To bring your ass home. You know how black moms are. And I was like, Ma, I can't come home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in the middle of, I ain't never been nowhere before that. You know, I ain't really been nowhere. I think we did a show in Miami, or I ain't never been nowhere to be like, oh, I know where to get the bus and I'm gonna just go home by myself. I like, Ma. So they were thinking about going home, but they decided not to go home. Of course, it's a tour, you got an obligation, it's money to be made. So we go back to the hotel. We run into Big Daddy Kane. He's standing in the lobby with his boy. We tell him what happened, and he's like, yo, y'all wanna go back? And we like, hell no, you know? And I think he was serious because he was standing there with his friend or his security or whatever. He wasn't a big dude, but you could tell he was a thug. He was a street dude. Clean cut though, but he's standing in the lobby with a red and blue polo bathrobe. You know what I'm saying? And he pulls the 9 out his bathrobe like, what? We could go back. And we like, nah, we good. So we go on and continue to do the shows, but that was my first experience with like almost getting shot on my first tour with Special Ed. And that was just one of the situations that involved guns. So like I said, sometimes the rap game remind me of the crack game. Story to tell.
No doubt.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?